Oh, FM26 is here, ladies and gents. We have been granted alpha access by the lovely people at Sports Interactive. So let's jump into the game and have a look what it's really like. The 2-year wait is over. First things first, look at this FM football down here. I'd like that to be a real thing. That's quite cool, that. And of course, the new Football Manager shirt in the background. Hey, size medium, yes? And one across. Happy days. The first new thing to look at in this year's game is, of course, the brand new redesigned manager creation. Oh, look at all these presets. The tracksuit manager, I think. Woohoo! Bro's looking fine. Oh, Arsene Wenger coat, gotta happen. Yes, look at that. Look at the Unity graphics straight away. As part of the manager creation this year, the way that you pick your attributes and decide what sort of manager you are is also new. It's all around different questions, like you can see here. What level did you reach at in your playing career? Of course, generational superstar. Come on, lads. You can mention whether you've worked in coaching before, whether you've been a punditry in the media after your playing career. You can even say you've been a referee and now you've turned to coaching. Can you say you've been a VAR? Would you admit to that? I'm not sure you'd admit to that, to be honest. And then the final step is, of course, your coaching badges. And then you move on to define your coaching style. And in this, you can pick 3 different styles to build your own unique profile. If you look at your coaching attributes down the right here, these change depending on what you pick. So I am an attacking coach who's an entertainer and energetic. Yeah, something like that. So now you can see the coaching attributes on the right-hand side. Very good technically, and possession-wise, good at set pieces, average at goalkeeping, and average at defending. Some would say that's a bit kind. And the final step is how you describe your personality. You can see it says here, your personality traits show just how best you interact with your people and what sort of leader you'll be as a manager. This one, you can pick 2 options. I'm a driven leader who is resilient. And that means my manager profile has been created. This is the first proper screen you start to see the new UI changes. And I gotta say, on the face of it, it looks absolutely beautiful, doesn't it? This is, of course, the screen where you select your team before you start your save. You can see that the WSL visible on the same screen as the normal men's leagues that we've seen in previous managers. So you can switch between the men's game and the women's game however you like. Of course, just like in FM24, if you were looking to start FM26 with a save that you played in the previous game, this time it is FM24, you can load that in from the start and they will be fully integrated just like they were in last year's game. But for the purpose of today's video, we're going to jump into an Arsenal save which I started yesterday. I've only played 10 games or so, but we're a little bit further in. Here it is then, ladies and gents, the first look you will get of the portal. As I just mentioned, we've played 10 games so far. I am sitting second with this Arsenal side. We're playing pretty well. I'm not sure how much that's down to me and how much is down to the excellent level of the Arsenal squad. But anyway, this is what it looks like. It's a first example of how the Unity engine has brought Football Manager into 2025. What I have found, and as I said, I've only played the 10 games so far, so I haven't had loads of time on the game. It's quite hard to get used to. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, but things have moved. You still have your messages down the left-hand side here, which you can click into and see like you could do previously. If you press spacebar now, you don't actually have to read all the emails before continuing to a next day. So it actually gets a lot of the boring stuff that you don't really need to see out the way, which I quite enjoy personally. But yeah, all of those muscle memory screens and clicks and tips and tricks that I didn't even realize that I'd kind of picked up in the way that I play the game, we're gonna have to relearn all those again. If you're expecting to jump into FM26 and just continue where you left off in FM24, I will be amazed if you're able to do that, because I certainly am not. But then again, you might just be more intelligent than me and you might be fine. There is so much information on each page, I'm not really sure where to look or what I need to look at or not. Hoping that isn't too jarring for new players, and hopefully the guys like us that have been playing it for ages can just pick it up and run with it once we get there. But of course, one of the most important screens and the newest screens into this year's game is the matchday screen, which you can see here. This is where you'll see your in and out of possession formations at a glance. You can see your preparation heading into your next match, of course, your upcoming fixtures and where you are in the league. A little snapshot of your training, your tactics feedback, your first team, your data hub, your next opposition reports. See what I mean? There's just so much there, which I don't think necessarily is a bad thing. Like I say, it is just going to take some getting used to of where it all is and what it all means at different times. But if we jump into our tactics planner here, we can see for the first time the combined in possession and out of possession tactics. Now, I've just noticed here, you've caught me when I was experimenting to see what would happen if we went out of possession, Gabriel Jesus went into centre half. I meant to change that back before I started recording this video, but I haven't. So maybe in our game against Sunderland at home, which we're about to play, we can see how impressive and how much they work to see if Gabriel Jesus does get back into centre-half position when the ball is with the opposition. Not quite sure that's what FM thought would be happening when they put in possession and out of possession tactics, but hey, why'd you give me alpha access, guys? Because this is what I'm here for. Your combined, of course, kind of builds you a average position view, I would say, and of course, it shows you both roles that players will take up. I like the in and out of possession roles. I've been playing my wide players here as a wide outlet midfielder, and this new visualizer is really useful to see where your players are actually going to move. You can see in this example, Madueke and Saka are above the kind of defensive unit that we put in place. Ignore Gabriel Jesus in centre half. stuff. But yeah, so those two are the wingers to get away quickly. Of course, in possession, if you look at our tactics, you can see that we've got Ben White as an inverted wingback who moves inwards to DM. I really like this new visualizer tool because, of course, when you're building more in-depth tactics, more than I've done now in the time that I've had here, you'll be able to really see how each element of it works. So far, I do really like this system as well, the in and out of possession. The first time did feel quite hard to understand. I don't believe it's maybe as intuitive as it could be, but the way you then see it work in game does feel quite satisfying when you build something nice. I also like these new little arrows and like warning signs, these little like emojis or emoticons next to each player's name here to show how they're going to move or if there's a problem in the system. It makes it so much easier to get used to and kind of understand why things might not work. Probably aimed at more newer players and people like ourselves, but we all have a bit of help. This is all new, of course, the new team instructions page. You can expand them all to get a more detailed look. Don't know if you just need another click to get there, but it is what it is. Like I tried to explain earlier with UI, it does feel like we now have to do a few extra clicks for different things that maybe don't necessarily need them. Lots of getting used to, of course, but I think this is a big move for Football Manager, and it will enable the tactic creators amongst us all to have so much fun in fine-tuning a system, making things work that maybe shouldn't work. It is a lot of fun. Moving through to the recruitment screen, again, there's just so much on here. It does make me feel a bit overstimulated. I'm not sure you can see it from the camera down here. The transfer room out opportunities. This is where teams are advertising what players they are looking for. So here, for example, PSG are looking for a DM defensive midfielder, and it says they've already shown a slight interest in Mikel Moreno, who's at my team. So down the bottom here, below the little alpha watermark, you can see I can offer Moreno into PSG if we wanted to. So basically, if I'm looking to offload a player, we're looking to sell fast, maybe to create some funds, I can look at this screen here. However, on the other side, we can also create similar requirements. So if we are looking for a left back ourselves, we can create our own ad, say in transfer room, to put out there and have teams come to us. In this game right now, I'm not in a transfer window, but I did set one up earlier to find a striker to sit behind Gyökeres, and it brought me back 10 players. Kuznov, who's a centre half, who's nothing to do with it. Okay, let's jump into a game and show you just what the new match day experience looks like, because it is pretty beautiful. But one thing, just before we do that, you'll notice a new addition to the right hand side. Right next to where it says go to match, there is an instant result button, which is default into the game. In previous games, you could install a skin and have the instant result button there, but this year it looks to be in the main game, which is a good addition, I think. I believe the button was also present in console games before, so to have it added into the PC version in the main game is a nice little addition. Here it is, ladies and gents. Look at how good the graphics look. Of course, fully licensed Premier League. All the faces will be added in. Of course, this is just a alpha build, like I mentioned at the start. It is beautiful. The new look stadiums, the lighting. Look at the broadcast graphics as well. It is so beautiful. I can't even skip past any of it. I want you to see it all. Look at that little drone camera flying around. Very experienced drone pilot, that. The Premier League ball on the plinth. Look at this, all these close-ups. Of course, the licensed kits. And here we are into a game. Doesn't it look amazing? It's the best looking Football Manager by far. Back to the game for a second. Saka has been unbelievable in the first 10 games, and dribbling, as you've seen there, is quite overpowered. It's already been mentioned by SI in some of their feature drops, but if you can get a player like Saka to stand up their man and go past them, they beat them more often than not. And it might be because Saka is, of course, a world-class player, but he is very, very good. Although Adingra just made... Hold on a minute here, lads. I don't know what's happened. Is Adingra going to score? Yes. I might have to redo my set pieces slightly there, because I think defensively we could have a few issues, don't you think? Not really sure what's happened there. Saka's put it in. Has Adingra picked up on the edge of his box? Yeah, he has. Yeah, and he's just ran from there. Okay, well, this is probably saying more about my Football Manager ability than the game itself. But, I mean, at least it looked good, right? I mean, David Raya, why have you dived over it? But it looked good, didn't it? The graphics and the match engine looks good. Right, lads, I don't actually want to lose this game, so please open score. One thing I definitely do miss in this year's game so far is the ability to shout at my players. Now, we were told that shouts don't really do much, or didn't do anything. But it does feel like you're a little bit of a passenger. And again, we've only played 10 games, so maybe that changes. I feel like I'm just watching the game a lot of the time. But yeah, let me know what you think when you get your hands on the game. But that's what I feel so far. I really do like this nice little 2D map that you're seeing in between main highlights. It gives you a really good idea of the structure of your side, where you're having success attacking wise or defensively as well. You can kind of see where the build-up is breaking down. Part of me thinks, why is it there? Because... Hold on a minute. Erdegaard. Jesus, what a finish. Is he offside? The Lino's flag's gone up. Is he offside? Please don't be offside. Actually made me look quite good there, didn't it? Nice little build-up play. Actually, we haven't noticed whether Jesus is running back to be a defender every now and then. You'll be pleased to know VAR is exactly the same as it was in 24. So my team is celebrating right now. That means the goal has been awarded. But... you know, we can't ask for everything. Back to the 2D map. Part of me does think, why is it here? Because, of course, when you need to see a highlight, it changes to a 3D just like then. Brand new camera angle on the corner flag. Granit Xhaka with his Mohican, apparently. About to whip one in here. I was a little bit worried, or not worried, but thought that the game might not feel or look like Football Manager anymore. And I'm quite glad that it still does. You can see all the improvements from the Unity engine, but it still looks like an FM game. Like they've said, this is the basis of the next 10 years of Football Manager. So if this is the starting point, I do think it is pretty good. Because like I've just said, it is the best looking Football Manager we've had so far. Go on, Saka, lad. Round the outside again. Box it. Or don't. Just shoot, mate. Odegaard out to the edge. Zubimendi. Bang. Oof, good save. Right, they've got the ball. Where is Jesus here? Is it? There he is. Look at him running back into defence. There, look at that. See? The in and out possession works, ladies and gents. They listen to you. I'm not sure he's actually effective as a defender there, but I mean, he's got into the position, hasn't he? I mean, Traore's just turned whoever that is, Declan Rice, inside out there. It's only now for build, but dribbling, ladies and gents. Just remember that for when the beta drops. Right, it's actually moving back now. I've proved my point. Oh, what a nice little ball over the top. Oh, what a... He's offside. What a finish, though, right? If that was onside, which it might be, maybe, I would like to see this, ref. Is he... A VAR's disallowed the goal. Good. Am I going to see a replay? No. Checking goal? Maybe. I mean, it said VAR disallowed it. It has been disallowed. What a lovely goal, though. I mean, just forget the fact he's offside. I mean, he is slightly offside. Lovely finish, though. Look at that for an animation. Oh, it's just... A couple of good things as well to note if you jump into the settings during a game here. On the highlights mode, we've got the dynamic, but also the instant result button stays within the game. It feels like, as I feel like you can see throughout the whole of this game, is something which is a little bit more geared towards console, because of course the instant result button did appear on consoles last season. The new UI, the new graphics, it feels like it's moving towards console, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing. That's where the majority of people play their games nowadays, don't they? So it makes sense. Right, address the team at halftime. Lads, come on. This is all very similar. Of course, just had like a nice little reskin. We are shattered, by the way. I didn't obviously rest before this game. Oh well. We're favourites here, so go on and do your business and all lovely stuff. I'll be honest, it just feels good to play a Football Manager game again. We've had FM24 for 2 years. The last few months or so, I haven't played too much of it, and it feels good to get back into the swing of it. I'm looking forward to the beta, looking forward to the stream. So if you are too, make sure you smash subscribe here. Head over to the Twitch, JoshBeach_, and of course, TikTok, which is where we make the majority of our content. JoshBeach_ there as well. We're streaming across Twitch and TikTok, maybe even YouTube as well. More YouTube videos to come. But right now, when you try and win this game, this will be a great time to score, lads, as I've said that, if you fancy it. Bit of head tennis going on right now. Anyone going to shoot? Maybe. Madueke, touch and finish. The keeper's somehow saved that with his foot. I'm not sure he totally knew what was going on there. Inverted wing-back Yuri and Timber getting involved there. Nice little switch over to Saka. He'll beat his man, obviously. He's shot from there. Okay. 25 minutes to go then. It's not been the most dominant performance that I hope to show you on my alpha build video, but I mean, there's still time. We're playing pretty well, to be fair. The XG's high, shots are high, possession's good. Looks like an okay performance away from home. It's a tough place to go, this stadium. Like, that's why. It's a tough place to go. Uh-oh. Oh my days, Grant, I hit the bar. Right, we've brought Eze on. Let's see what he can do. Look at him. The dribbling in this game. It's so good to see dribbling actually work as well. It looks more natural than it did before. Gyökeres, another sub. It's a good save, to be fair. Corner, we're pressing. We're 50 minutes to go at the Stadium of Light here. We've got another new camera angle we're seeing. Saka, whip it in. We are the set-piece specialists because we are Arsenal. And I thought I set us up pretty well. Trust me, before this game, our set-pieces were pretty good. We haven't won another one there. Eze, touch, finish, shoot. Oh, he's got to score that, Eze. The excitement of FM is so back. Saka picks it up again. Look at him go. The pace on this lad. Oh, my days. Cuts inside. Shoot. Oh, I thought I was going to sneak in the far corner. There were so many different animations you'll see. Like, you kind of saw it a little bit there. The curl they seem to get on the ball in this year's game. One seems more natural, and two, it just looks beautiful. When we start our beta save on stream, I promise to be a bit more of a better manager. Not sure I can promise you that, but still, looks like Saliba's happy with the point here, lads, to be honest. 93 minutes on the clock. Stoppage time played. We've just watched that. Ready for the full-time whistle to blow. But there you go. There's your first taste of a match within the brand new match engine in FM26. The brand new match day look with the Premier League graphics and all that lovely stuff. And the brand new match day sounds, which you didn't bargain on getting today because I didn't know you were going to get that either. Probably 2 points drop there, but I don't think I'll ever play the save again. So, well. One thing I do find funny in this is, for example, you've just played Sunderland away. You've dropped some points. You've had enough. You've clicked the little settings cog up here. You can click straight away to start a new career. You have had enough. The game knows you shouldn't have dropped points there. So just get out. Just start a new one, lad. Just start again, you'll be all right. A couple of other cool things on here, seriously cool things. The FMpedia, of course, where you can learn about all of the football concepts here. You get all your different definitions of each term, which of course is good for new players or players who haven't played the game for a little while. But there's one more thing I want to jump into before we end today's video is, of course, the WSL and the women's football. And as you can see, WSL loaded in just like this. Of course, looks exactly the same as it does in the men's game. If you head into the squad, you can see that the values and the contracts are more realistic to that of the women's game. The attributes are the same as they are in the men's game, but of course, a 16 16 in the women's game is different to the 16 in the men's game. They're just relevant to the world in which they play in. But this Arsenal side, probably shouldn't be too surprised, is pretty good. Chloe Kelly here, of course, the definition of a clutch player, especially for the Lionesses. Top player, by the way, valued at nearly £1 million. I'll definitely be jumping into a WSL save or a women's football save at some point in the game. And if you want to watch any of that or any of the content we've got coming up, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below. So there we have it, ladies and gents. There are my first views and a little overview onto what Football Manager 26 will be like. There's a lot to learn. It's not perfect, but I don't think it was ever going to be. As I said, this is the first iteration of what will be the next 10 years of Football Manager. Jump in the comments, tell me who you're going to manage when the beta drops on Thursday. Tell me who I should manage in the beta, because I'm still not sure, but we'll be streaming it from the minute it drops over on Twitch and TikTok. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.